This is the Chatter Squadron Weekly News Roundup, the best source for Star Wars news in the galaxy. Chewie, get the holonet up and running again. We don't want to miss the show.
I threw it away.
You threw away
Just my whole phone.
Oh,
I was
just your
done
whole
with
phone.
it.
It's confusing.
Daphne Deffers.
You
It's my
said your
name.
name, yeah. So we already know that.
Hey, and welcome to the Weekly News Roundup. Oh boy. It's so nice to see you all there and there and there. I'm Mike Calhoun. This is Tyler Bucks, and this is Johnny Trowbridge to my left. And we are Chatter Squadron, your weekly dose of Star Wars fun and positivity. You better be following us on that Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Those are the big four. Those are the biggest four. So thanks for joining us this week.
You can also follow us in the real world if you can find us.
And today, yeah, you could do that.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck trying to find us. We got some big news to talk about today. A couple days ago, as of this recording, the dates for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, the opening dates, excuse me,
Yes.
were revealed.
Give me those dates.
I'm not going to give them to you right now.
Give me those dates.
All right, cool. I'll give you those dates.
Okay, what?
Bad dates. No.
Give
Bad
me-
dates.
Give me a date.
I'll give you one of the dates. I'll give you the dates of Disneyland in Anaheim, California. That'll be opening May 31st.
Wow, I thought you were just going to say 31. I'll give
May
you
31.
I know, I'll give you a date, 31.
31. Going once.
We're also going to talk about some lightsaber battling. Just a little bit. Just
Yeah.
something kind of going around that was a little interesting.
Cool video that's been released online. Johnny and I, in the last summer, went to see the Cleveland Orchestra perform with A New Hope alongside A New Hope Live. So this is along those lines. It's a little bit different, but it's along those lines.
I also saw that.
You went as well.
Yes.
With your wifey Pooh.
Yes, I
Of
did.
course. I'm
My-
sorry, I forgot that you went as well.
My wife.
Yeah, my
did-
wifey Pooh.
All three of us went on separate dates like in one weekend, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
It was like Thursday, Friday,
And
Sunday.
we meant to do it that way.
Yeah, we see too much of each other.
We were saying, I was like, hey, when are you going? And you were like, Friday. And I was like,
Cancel that order.
no, I was like, awesome. And
Delete
yeah.
ticket.
And then my wifey Pooh, I was like, hey, Saturday is a go.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
He's like, bring the beers.
And then there's
Beers.
no, we bought a whole bottle of wine, my friend.
Did you while you were there?
Yes, we did.
What a pleasant evening. Goodness.
And the best way to watch this video we're going to talk about is with a full bottle of wine next
a
to
whole
you.
bottle of wine. Just screw one of
Skywalker
those-
Ranch wine.
Yes, yes. We're gonna
Whoa.
be shining some Skywalker Ranch wine all over this
Nice
video.
plug.
After that,
Thank you. We are. I wish we were sponsored by Skywalker Ranch wine.
Thank you.
after we talk about the that story involving the lightsaber battle in the orchestra, we're going to be talking about this week in Star Wars history.
There it is. It's flying all around us.
Brought to you by the
History.
Battlefront, Battlefront, if some say.
Some do say that. And then there was a Disney stockholders meeting.
Those happen all the time. Those are a dime a dozen.
And then we're gonna grab a little pinch of just
Okay.
some salt.
Yep.
Right.
Salt Bay.
And then at the end of this episode, we're gonna talk about what someone who viewed this said that they saw footage from episode 9.
You don't say.
Yes. So we're going to go over what they said they saw. And when that happens, everybody who's listening and watching, throw your pinch of salt
Yeah.
at the news story.
At the news story.
It's just
and
that,
just
you know.
to let us know that, it's easier to swallow that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no double meaning. Just because you need to get a pinch of salt sometimes.
Well,
Keep up your blood.
Keep up your blood. Hey, keep track of your blood with your new Chatter Squadron blood tracker.
Hey.
Brought to you
yeah.
by us.
We need 3 forms of ID.
Yeah. We have a free clinic next Tuesday
Yeah.
where we'll put your Chatter Squadron blood tracker right into your veins.
Right into the vein, and it'll track your blood.
Johnny will hold your hand the whole time.
Some of the time.
What's the other time?
He'll be looking deep into your eyes the other times. He'll let go
I'll
of
hold
your
your
hand
face.
and he'll hold your.
Wow.
Cradle, more like.
And yell things at you.
Okay,
You're gonna be fine.
Yeah, that's.
Speaking of being fine, a lot of us are going to be just fine May 31st when Star Wars Galaxy's Edge finally opens in Anaheim, California. Tyler's giddy. Tyler's
weird segue.
He's just really excited.
I'm just listening to your segue. No, it's fine.
It was a great segue. Let me read you this little blurb.
It was a fine segue, some might say.
Yep. At long last, Disney has announced that the opening days for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge will be May 31st in Anaheim, California, and August 29th for Orlando, Florida, which will be at Walt Disney World, but specifically, and this is
Studios.
this is being underreported, unfortunately, or maybe just like not mentioned in
Vaguely.
the articles that need to. It's at Hollywood Studios.
I
There's
would be
4 big parks.
I would be upset if people went and bought tickets to
Magic
like that
Kingdom.
date to Magic Kingdom because it can happen. It's a little confusing because there's 4 parks in Florida, whereas California it's just the one. So when it comes around to August 29th, be sure to be looking out for Hollywood Studios. That's also where Twilight Zone Tower of Terror is. Just a little plug.
And the Indiana Jones experience is there.
All
as well.
very fun.
Extremely fun.
But no, so this is kind of a limited opening, though, in a way,
It has been announced that way, yes.
because this is called Phase 1. And Phase 2 will come later, which will bring out Rise of the Resistance. That's that experience we've talked about. We don't know exactly what it will be, but it sounds like there's some free walking, getting on things. So I'm guessing that has a little bit more production value. So they're
surely.
giving it some more time to get it right.
Percolate.
Right.
Percolate is the correct
The
term.
things you'll still be able to experience, though, are, of course, the Millennium Falcon ride. What's the official name for the Millennium Falcon ride? Is it just called Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run?
Yeah, Smuggler's Run.
Great. You'll still be able to experience Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, as well as Aga's Cantina. And I'm assuming all of the food vendors will be fully operational, or most of them will be.
I'm sure there is a section of the park that will be completely cut off, especially where Rise of the Resistance will be. So most likely some of the things will be, you can't go there yet or whatever.
As long as they have the big pens of banthas that I can get that milk
Where?
From-
Where?
from the bantha,
But
From the horns.
from the bantha,
from the horns.
from the
So
bantha teat.
from the bantha teat, which is located in their horns.
Yeah, not a lot of people know this, but a bantha teat is in the horn.
It's almost like it's on tap. Like they just go.
They actually do.
yeah, it's like they just pull
It's
a crank.
surprisingly equipped for people to drink their milk.
But yeah, so you can go to Oga's Cantina. That's what they're saying specifically, and also Smuggler's Run right when it opens, and then be on the lookout for Phase 2 and when they give more information on that. But that's what they're kind of classifying the second half of the opening, which we don't have the set details of when that will be and what will that entail.
And we don't know what is going to be missing outside of Rise of the Resistance. We just know that that's the main one they're telling us won't be featured there. And let's talk about why that is. I mean, we can speculate. It's a huge undertaking. It's an immersive experience. It's basically a living narrative. And that's what actually I thought it was going to be in the first place when you said they're not going to be rolling it out. And I said, how? I mean, it's part of the park.
Right.
And then you said it's actually something that it really is like a quote unquote ride or
Right,
something.
the Rise of the Resistance.
It may not be a ride, but it's going to be
attraction.
It's an attraction. That's the perfect word to put it, to
I
describe
play
it.
a lot of Roller Coaster Tycoon.
It's still an attraction that you have to stay in line for.
Speaking of Roller Coaster Tycoon, how many people do you think will be flown off of a roller coaster into an open field and die?
Let's hope no
No people?
of those.
Okay, I'm seeing the reports. No amounts of that type of ride would happen.
Very good.
But
Who knows? I mean, the First Order is a very evil organization.
that's
True.
good. That's
Hey, is the Droid Depot going to be open?
That's a great point.
Ooh.
We don't know. No details on that yet.
yeah. But you're able to make a no cost reservation in addition to the full priced park admission in order to allot yourself the time to be able to go there, because like we talked about, I think like maybe a month ago at this point, of how many people Disney was kind of thinking would show up it was something like 250,000 people on the opening day, if I remember. And
I heard 200,000, so 250,000 sounds even crazier.
I guess it's understandable that they would do it like this. I just, for me, the first thing I thought was, wow, they're only flying half a ship, into this. It's half the park, and who even knows if it's less than half the park.
Does that disappoint you?
When I saw that come through, I said, "You disappoint me." But no, it was because we've already talked about not going. We're not going to go day one or whatever. So it didn't disappoint me personally, but I understood it from that perspective of like, hey, it's coming this year. It's coming in the summer. It's coming, whatever. And then for it to just be, who knows, that they're just saying Smuggler's Run and Oga's Cantina. So that's just two things out of, if you listen to our last week episode where we covered basically everything, that's a lot of stuff that's not on the list, if that makes sense.
Something that we haven't mentioned heavily in regards to what's been written is the extra magic hours. Mm-hmm. They're still going to be opening the park, Galaxy's Edge Park, from 7 to 8 a.m. for people staying at the resorts. Now, I haven't been doing much research into the Star Wars resorts, but how are those coming along? Do we know if any of those are going to be part of the experience?
Right. That's a good point, because I haven't really seen anything about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, if anything, the Star Wars hotel that they're preparing is going to be one of the main things I'm excited about. I'm more of an adult now, so I like sleep, so I might stay in the hotel during these extra magic hours. And just,
your extra magic hours are spent with your eyes closed, with your head on a pillow.
Yeah, I'm going to make some droids come to my room with some room service, a la R2-D2 on the Jabba floating flotilla, or what was that? It's not a flotilla.
Sail barge.
His sail barge.
I think it's called a flotilla.
Could be.
It's definitely floating.
Flotilla-ing. Let's flotilla over to this next story. How was that?
That was good.
Thank you.
Until you asked me how it was.
No, well, you're so good at them. I was just asking.
Ask me after the show.
Okay. All right. I'll keep that in mind. Is that okay that I asked?
Oh, my goodness. Let's talk about the next story.
Oh, sorry. Watch Anakin and Obi-Wan's lightsaber duel. So that is something that you'd be able to see online. Basically, there's an orchestra. And there's two highly skilled saber fighters.
They come from the Russian-based School of Saber Fighting, not French. Like recently, we heard about the French making saber fighting an actual sport.
Right. But these, so there was two basically cosplayers in a way, because they looked exactly like Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor. And the orchestra is playing Battle of the Heroes, while these two fighters fought and did a lot of the same things that happened in the movie live for the people watching while the orchestra was playing.
They had the movie projecting on a screen above them while the orchestra played. You can find it on the YouTube channel School of Saber Fighting. It's called Star Wars Concert Anakin versus Obi-Wan. It was actually really fun to watch because the guys that are actually doing the fighting are pretty talented. It looks like they practiced it a lot.
Yes. Dang. You kind of would have to practice it a lot.
I mean, it's like a 20, 30-minute battle, isn't it?
Right. But even, the whole fight that they did you can see is a compressed version of it. But someone did add effects to it. Saber
in the
whooshing.
video.
The sabers kind of sparked when they would hit each other and everything. And it didn't look bad. It's not like they sent it off to their friend who edits sometimes and he just added some sparks to it. It actually looked pretty good, and the whooshes and strikes sounded good as well.
Yeah, it was well edited, and the orchestra obviously performed to perfection. It was almost an afterthought, which is sad because it's like the whole point of the video was the orchestra playing it live, but they did great. So, congrats!
I think all of them cut out a little piece of history for themselves. Speaking of history,
this week in Star Wars history,
brought to you by the Battlefront. Was that a good transition?
It was real good.
Good.
Tyler. I'm just gonna give him constructive criticism.
March 7th.
Very constructive.
That was constructive criticism. That was very nice constructive criticism.
That's why I said it's extremely constructive.
Better than me giving him construction paper, which I do.
You're always giving him construction paper.
Just under the table.
Every,
you,
yeah.
Do you have a
piles and
surplus
piles.
of construction.
7,000 reams.
7,000.
He got a
I
really
bought-
good deal on it in 2007.
Yeah. You ever been on Storage Wars?
I bet.
Mine
on
was full of paper.
I bet there's a new car behind all those people. Nope.
It was
wasn't.
just
More
paper.
It was just paper.
Did you get multiple colors at least?
It was all green.
Yeah, all green.
Which is like the worst color.
It is the worst color of construction
Oh,
paper.
man.
Oh man.
You know
well,
what-
you know what you could do? You could open 1,000 preschools
I do. I'm the sole supplier for the entire
of construction
entire
paper
state.
for the entire tri-state area.
All from 2000.
Tri-state area. Yeah.
All from 2007 to 2008, he was just on the phone constantly with preschools.
Yeah, and then, I mean, he only had
Preschool-
he was on the phone with preschoolers.
Hey kid, do you need
Do you
some?
need some green construction
he
paper?
was-
Surprisingly.
He was going over the head of the school themselves and just going straight to the source.
It's just too much bureaucracy. If you
Yeah.
go straight to the source,
The
it's
red
better.
tape is.
Yeah,
Right.
I would show up outside the school with reams of paper and hand them to the kids as they went in.
good.
People thought you were
Good.
campaigning for something or handing out flyers
Yeah,
until
yeah,
they're
yeah.
like, "What are you giving our kids?" Oh, it's just a blank piece of
Yeah,
green paper.
Construction paper.
and they would give me like their juice or something.
Nice.
I don't know what. I forgot what I did with it.
But I will say every once in a
Started
while,
the juice company, surely.
Oh, I did. Yes,
You're
every
just
once
a
in a while
tycoon.
during the
Short-lived.
show, he slips me some juice.
and
yeah,
paper
right.
And paper.
So swallow it down.
He
It's
wasn't
interesting.
joking when he said that he was playing Roller Coaster Tycoon. He was just practicing to become a real tycoon, a construction paper / juice box tycoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, March 7, 2014, Star Wars The Clone Wars 6, and at the time, final season dubbed The Lost Missions, was released on Netflix. That was when my Force was awakened around that time of binge watching all of the Clone Wars.
Did you start with that season? Is that
No,
no?
it was just that type of thing of, hey, The Force Awakens is coming out. That's pretty cool, right? I'm like, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like,
it's pretty cool.
you can watch a Star Wars thing right now. It's like, oh, snap.
that you've never seen
Right.
before.
And I will say, timeline wise, I did not know that episode 7 was going to be called The Force Awakens, but I knew that more movies were coming, and then having something so readily available kind of kicked
I'm
me
glad
right
you
back
corrected
into it.
yourself there because there were probably just literally thousands of people screaming, "You didn't know it was gonna be called The Force Awakens."
But that's why I have
Whoa.
that's why Johnny actually constructed a construction paper suit of armor. So your
Wow.
words can't hurt me, they just land on the page.
oh,
What?
boy.
March
Goodness.
8th, 1977, Marvel's Star Wars #1 is shipped over 2 months before the film is released. The series would continue to run for 107 issues before ending in 1986 and being started back up this year. If you remember, we covered that.
With characters such as Jax, the Green Bunny.
Thank
becoming
God for
canon.
that.
And
we have number
and Angry
7.
Chewie, yeah. And on set we've got we've got issue number 7 that I'm very proud of, very happy to have found. You know what? I think I might make it a case to get 6 through 1 now, which is probably stupid because like the closer I get to 1, like the more expensive they're gonna be.
Right, just start with 1.
I should not have made that promise, but I'd like to.
If you- if
so
you
if
wanna-
you want to help me track down issues 1 through 6 for a reasonable
Legally.
price of the 1977 Marvel's Star Wars,
Legally.
hit us up on Twitter at Chatter Squadron,
Oh,
on Instagram at Chatter Squadron, on Facebook, Chatter Squadron, a Star Wars podcast, and YouTube.
LinkedIn.
Tell us how to find
And
you could find me on LinkedIn
Squarespace.
And tweet
and
at
offer me a job.
Broaxium, our friends who cover comic books, and say, hey, help our friends out.
Help our friends over at Chatter Squadron. Help us
March-
find out where we can find those.
March 9th, 1979. 99, there's a lot of 9s there. Actor Oscar Isaac is born. Congrats to him for being born.
Who does he play?
Oh, he plays Poe Dameron.
Oh,
Dameron. Are you happy that your birthday was so close to when this episode came out? Yes, he is.
That was good. Oh, okay, cool.
we have a Poe Dameron on our set. and he's a bobblehead, and I made him nod yes for
I was
the
going to
people
say,
who
yeah,
are listening.
the people just listening, those podcast listeners, those loyal listeners from the origin.
Yeah.
We love you. We love you so much.
Oscar Isaac was not right here, and I was asking him a question, and he was nodding.
What did he
I
say?
just want to. No, I'm saying that's not what happened.
Oh.
Yeah.
Confuse me. I'm only the listener.
Yeah, Johnny. When we do these, he just closes his eyes.
Yeah.
And he makes sure that we describe all the things that he can't understand. Final story.
The first episode we tried that, Johnny kept going, "Who's talking to me? Where's my microphone? Is this it?"
Yeah, he just was a lot of time in earlier episodes was just searching for the microphone.
So now we can talk about that stockholders meeting.
Ooh.
Normally that would be extremely boring, but we've got a lot of deets pulled from it that we're going to relay to you right now.
And this is coming courtesy of Scott Ladewig. Bust out that salt. Get ready to take these with a grain of salt.
Because Scott is delivering these dishes of information without any seasoning.
Right, exactly.
We don't know how he's going to deliver them. It might be cold Italian sausage.
The way we're going to be delivering it to you right now, though, when we repeat it, is with a little bit of paprika.
Yeah, a tiny
Just
bit.
a little bit. So he says, we saw a blockade runner in an abandoned hangar, an explosion knocking stormtroopers in a starship hangar bay, knocking down stormtroopers, Kylo Ren in a white room looking at the Vader helmet, Rey, Finn, Poe in the Falcon cockpit, Lando briefly, Rey with Chewie's bowcaster, Finn in some abandoned-looking ship interior.
And this is all stuff that he's talking about seeing from the sneak peek of episode 9. Now, when we see things like Rey with Chewie's bowcaster, I mean, it could be as short a clip as we saw with Han with Chewie's bowcaster.
Or when she caught Kylo Ren's lightsaber.
Yes,
In
and everyone
the
thought
Last
maybe.
Jedi trailer. Man, the way they cut that Last Jedi trailer,
It
they
was
made it
good.
pretty incriminating.
I really I like that.
I did too.
I like not deception, but keeping people on their toes.
I like deception.
I like deception too. We saw a marketplace scene with Rey walking through and some aliens. Interesting.
A marketplace in Star Wars?
Yeah.
Aliens in Star Wars?
Rey in Star Wars walking?
I don't buy it.
Yeah. That's the one thing that we said no way that's happening.
There's a couple things in regards to Kylo Ren that I want to talk about. Here's one. He didn't look sad so much as he looked pained. He looked like he was having a bad day. And we knew that because he wasn't wearing a mask. We don't know if that's going to be permanent. We don't know if that's going to be all the time. But
He may have been wearing a mask of his own face, looking pained.
oh my
like he was
gosh,
having a bad day.
he was wearing a mask, and that mask was that he was in pain. He was really having a great time.
That's
destroying people.
That's the deception of it all.
That's the deception.
Pure evil.
Another thing, the behind the scenes footage of Daisy Ridley doing wire work with a saber in hand, jumping, turning, doing somersaults high up in the air with a lightsaber. So that coincides with big battle scenes that we've heard about in the past.
Well, and that was something that I was wishing he elaborated on just a little bit more, was what did her lightsaber look like?
Yeah, what color was it? That's important.
Right.
Purple.
Do you think purple?
No.
No?
What do
you
never
think?
have another purple lightsaber.
No. That was only Mace Windu.
Do you think it'll be blue?
Yeah.
What do you think, Calhoun?
Or green.
I am going with this little old rumor that I heard, and I think, or maybe it's just a rumor that's been started with no actual concrete evidence. But since the only other lightsaber that she's ever had broke, I think she's going to get it. She's going to repair it. And both main characters and the last two force-wielding people that have lightsabers will have crackling sabers.
Oh.
We're going to have a crackle battle
Crackle battle.
That's my favorite
at the
type
end of
battle.
episode 9. Hashtag crackle battle. Get it started.
But that wasn't a color.
Oh, yeah.
Crackle is
It'll be
not
blue.
a color.
It'll
Believe
be
it
blue.
or not. Blue?
It'll be blue with, it'll be an
crackle.
unstable blue lightsaber.
I happen to think it'll be either yellow or white.
Yellow or
Interesting.
white?
Yeah. white because it's already the precedent of someone who kind of edges towards the middle of the Force. Who knows? Who knows? I think they could throw in a new color. Why not?
This is the time.
A
if
new
you want to
color.
this is the time. The end of a new trilogy. I mean, when did we see the first new color? The third episode.
Jedi.
Right. A new color in the movies, not a new. We've basically seen all the colors.
Yeah,
and
we've seen all the
everything
colors possible, basically.
But yeah, who knows about the lightsaber? But apparently she's going to be flying all around with the lightsaber. Apparently Kylo and Rey, they look pretty similar. Rey hair seemed to be mostly tied up, which is sort of how it was in
Yeah, it's
the
been
other
like that.
movies. Right.
It makes sense for someone, especially someone that's doing combat.
And apparently, besides seeing Rey, Finn, and Poe in the Falcon, there was someone else also, but he couldn't get a good look at who it was. It might be Nine Nub. Yep.
I would love that.
Also, I can't wait, and it's probably going to happen where Poe will be flying the Falcon. He'll be the new.
That would be rad. There's
main
no
pilot for
problem
the
with
Falcon.
that. I have no issue with whoever wants to fly the
Because
Falcon.
he lost his black X-wing, so he has to replace it with something, either a white X-wing or something,
or just another ship of some sort.
and he'll get in the white
ship.
X-wing and say, "Show me the meaning of haste."
He's gonna name it Shadowfax.
Shadowfax.
Shadowfax, the X-wing.
Shadowfax wing.
Oh
Shadowfax wing.
Yeah, exactly.
3 days ride as an Nazgul fly to the new Death
And
Star.
let's make sure none of those are following or on our tail. Yeah, whatever. You know the world.
I get it.
Did you say you know the world?
You know the world.
You know the world. You know I wanna know strangers like me.
Apparently, there was really no dialogue in this, except for he was very. He was
Finish
very,
a sentence, God.
Sorry, I got a call while
Oh,
that's
I'm so
going
sorry.
on. He said almost no dialogue except just some saying "we go together" or "in this together" from Rey, Poe, and Finn. What is that? What? I don't.
in this
We
together,
go
guys.
together, or they said we're in this together. I
Do you
feel
think-
like only one of those things is a sentence, Mr. Scott.
Or do you think they all said that different things together?
Oh God.
We're all together. And then the initial reaction, apparently, from the audience members who were viewing it was pretty positive. Yeah.
I would imagine so.
And then episode 9 apparently is due out December 20th, 2019.
I think I might do what you just described and watch all of Star Wars Rebels in the lead up to the episode 9. I have not watched a single moment of Rebels except for a posted video of the finale, which kind of like messed things up. But I'd be very, very interested in watching that show in its entirety in a short period of time.
So I posed the question, what do you think we will see in the first episode 9 trailer? On our Facebook, Isaac Strouch says, Ewoks. Wouldn't that be interesting?
We should have an Ewok fly the Millennium Falcon. Like I said, anyone can do it.
Izmir Mehmedovic says, these boys, and it's Jawas. Wouldn't that be these boys?
Tyler, I'd like to commend you on your ability to read names better now.
You know what? I sit down every day, and for some reason, I get these green construction papers just with a bunch of names on it.
Where'd you get all that green construction paper?
I don't know. And then I just read away. Tim Rashdayan says, Rey's new lightsaber? ?
We definitely need to see that. That has to be ignited at the end of the trailer.
But I said, what's the first thing? That would be interesting if you see this new lightsaber and then it gets picked up or something, or then it gets ignited or something like that.
Maybe we'll see Rose wake up at the beginning. Or maybe we'll see, I don't know. We'll see Force Ghost Luke, perhaps? Or we'll hear him? Oh, man, I want to hear some more Ewan McGregor whispering. How about that? I want him to be whispering it to everyone in that movie.
I want a full 2-hour length movie of just him whispering.
Yeah. It's a still picture of a hallway, and he's just whispering the whole time.
Moving over to Star Wars news. Clive Martin Potts says, the Star Wars logo, duh. I kind of like that.
I don't get it.
Kylo, get it? Let's see.
I don't understand.
On our Instagram, GreenBean82 says, Ray.
We're going to see Ray first. Mm-hmm. That very well may be.
I hope.
It's not very interesting, but she's very interesting, but I mean just the fact that we only see Ray. Just like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the main character? Cool.
That's a surprise.
What do you know?
Don Treschel says Rose with a lightsaber. Now that's a plot twist right there.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, this is interesting. David Bressman says Carrie Fisher.
I don't know.
What if?
Well, she's going to be in the movie,
and she's gonna. Yeah, I mean, she has to be.
Interesting.
John Carmen says people, ships, aliens, and stuff. He just described all of Star Wars. That's what I appreciated.
People, ships, aliens, and stuff.
Yes, exactly. If you had to give, a one-sentence description of what Star Wars is to someone, people, ships, aliens, and stuff. Paul Green says Star Wars content.
Nice. Really stripping it down.
Well, he won. He got the prize.
Oh.
He guessed right.
He guessed right? Wait,
Oh, yeah. There's definitely going to be some Star Wars content up front and first.
Okay. I say we end with this. Jim Wickerman Craig says footage.
Nice.
Pretty on point.
There might be some footage shown.
These answers are blowing me away.
Extremely enthusiastic and predictive.
Mm-hmm. A lot of them are very specific. Some of them cover basically all the bases. When you say and stuff, it covers just basically everything.
Yeah, you got your bases.
Considering we think that the trailer's going to launch in October, I think we should have another get-together in October, like a costume party of some sort. Just get ready and watch it together.
Okay.
Not Star Wars based, but I mean like Halloween based.
In an evil way.
Yes.
Get ready and watch it together.
Watch it together.
Oh my gosh, is that Snoke?
No, that was not. Okay. That was just me, Mike Calhoun.
Calhoun.
Oh, why would you say such a thing? I've never done Snoke in my life.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I'm not Snoke. He's dead. He's chopped in half.
Yeah,
What?
I watched him die.
Spoiler alert.
I watched him get killed by Kylo Ren.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
I haven't seen that movie. Oh my gosh. And oh my gosh, everybody, we made it through another week of Star Wars news.
Another week of weekly news roundup?
Yes. Well, that's it. That's all we got.
Well, thanks for joining us. And
Thanks.
Don't forget that you can follow us and give us a 5-star rating and review. And you can end up with a tiny king / queen of the tiny chair of tiny victories. There it is. It's bigger than me now. And you could be as well.
We're doomed.